Newham, East London. It's been having a facelift recently, with money pouring in to renovate the docks and host the 2012 Olympics. But there's another very different side to the borough. In 2009 there were nearly 7,000 crimes involving young people, over a 100% increase on previous years. And in the last 12 months, 3 people under the age of 20 have been murdered. Now the members of a Plaistow Youth Centre have decided enough is enough. The teenagers are designing a groundbreaking restorative justice programme to bring victims and offenders together and stop the street war.
We're running a restorative justice project, but the thing is that's different about this project is that the young people run it. It's never been done before, and we spoke to several RJ sort of founding fathers, and they've described it as groundbreaking.
Nothing's happened, I'm okay, yeah.
16-year-old Bill decided to get involved after his brother Bobby was murdered in Canning Town 2 years ago.
Well, he was attacked. He was beaten to death with a dog chain. 2 males, 2 brothers, attacked him. The situation was complex. It was over a relationship, and it got too out of hand. I lost someone who was really, really a part of me.
Every person is, they've made bad mistakes, they've done wrong things, including myself. I've done some very wrong things, but
have you? I mean, I don't know anything. I mean, have you?
Yeah, I've got involved with some people I shouldn't have got involved with, and done some things I shouldn't have done. But every person has it in them to do good. No one is evil, and young people always condemned as evil and cold-hearted, and But you find that every young person has a button that you can push, and it will ignite a hell of a lot of passion in them. If you're in a gang, it's just a bit like you're a pawn in a game. You just use for a little while, and then you either end up dead or seriously injured. So we feel that if you do get involved in these positive activities, then you're not out on the street, getting killed.
Youth worker Robin has been mentoring the young advisors.
Restorative justice is almost like going back to kind of village politics or tribal days. So if something happens in a community, the whole community come together and say, how can we solve this? So if we've got a group of young people who come through the youth offending team and they're referred to this project, rather than turning up at a centre that's staffed by old people and me and like me, and we're telling them, you've got to stop your ways and you mustn't do that anymore, which is the current way of doing things, they're going to meet a group of peers who have got things to teach them.
Basically, the reason why I'm here is because I've been involved in a lot of youth motivated workshops and stuff, and been involved in a lot of youth organisations, and I just really want to make a difference. I feel so passionate about the subject of this sort of meaningless deaths here and there in Plaistow and Newham. It's just bringing the borough down, you know what I'm saying? And we being the whole 2012 sort of we're getting there, you know what I'm saying? The Olympics is coming to us, you know what I'm saying? People are looking up to us. So for us to be going through all this stuff, it's not a good look. So I just decided that I wanted to make a change, you know what I'm saying?
Have you personally known people that are directly involved in Newham in all of that street nonsense?
If anyone's remembered the boy that died, Stephen Lewis? Yeah, he went to my school, and basically I was quite tight with him, yeah. And when Stephen died, that's when it just really hit me. You know what I'm saying? That's when it just really hit me, and I don't want to make a joke out of it here, but when he died, it just really hit me. So I just decided that I'll get off my back and actually make a change and have fun while doing it.
For both offenders and victims, building trust and respect within the group is vital.
Ready! Stay nice and straight.
All of the sort of gang-related tit-for-tat stuff that's happening on the streets comes down to loss of face, a loss of respect, and the feeling that you can't back down. You have to front up and show that you're in charge and take revenge or something. Where if we can get enough young people, like a groundswell of young people, to say that they've had enough, they won't accept this sort of behaviour anymore, they don't want to see this sort of behaviour anymore, it will have a knock-on effect. So they've all been affected in a different way, so we've got that sort of 360-degree view of the street crime problem.
Former Police Inspector Ken Webster is training the group in how to deal with offenders and admitting his childhood misdemeanours.
I did 30 years in the Thames Valley Police, but even before I joined, I actually became involved in crime. I actually stole from shops, and I was never actually detected by the authorities, by the police or anyone else. However, someone very significant in my life found out what I was doing, and that was my mum. And I know there are all sorts of issues affecting and facing young people in life today, and it's not very helpful when you're actually being judged because you dress in such a way, because you have your headphones on, you're listening to your iPods, as I do. Okay, people do tend to judge you, and that's not fair. And that's why I want to get involved in whatever way I can to support the work you're doing, and hopefully familiarise a lot of you more with what restorative justice and restorative process is about.
We have been and probably will continue to be called, you know, a bunch of young people that don't know nothing, and, you know, the workers that with us are a bunch of do-gooders and stuff like that. We've been faced with them attitudes, and we will continue to be faced with them. But when we can start showing RJ works, which will be pretty damn soon, you know, if we've got anything to do about it, people will have to sit up and listen.
It's the final day, and Bill's had time to think about his brother's killers, how he feels about them, and what he's learnt.
If I need to forgive them to make me feel better about myself, then I will do it. And I think they are allowed to know, because it makes them know that you can be a better person. It makes them feel that even for the hurt that you've caused me, I'm not the better person, you're not the better person. We're people who should fix something. I will forgive them at one point, eventually, to stop havoc, to stop pain, to stop war, to stop any type of hurt that it will cause to any human being.
They do have to face their punishment, you know, if they are locked away, but it's letting them take ownership of their crime and having to face that, because the victim has to go through it and the criminal doesn't in the penal system, whereas it should be the other way around.
We're very positive about the whole idea, and you know, since we're this confident with each other now, you know, it should be successful. Like, there's nothing that could go wrong. We've been there, we've done that, we know what we're talking about. Yeah.